Hi everybody, hope you're all okay, hope you're all ready for a story and you've been working really hard and letting your grown-ups work if they're working as well, because that's really important. You let them do their work too. So I'm going to read a story and it's another fun one. It's called How to Hide a Lion from Grandma. Sounds very hard to be able to hide a full-grown lion like that. So let's see how they're doing it. So don't know whether any of you have got a pet lion, because I certainly haven't. I've got a cat that thinks it's a lion, not a real lion. So there was once a lion who lived with a little girl called Iris. He was a brave, kind lion who had saved the mayor's best candlesticks from some robbers. He was the town hero, and Iris loved him. Iris is the little girl here. However, one weekend, Grandma was coming to stay while Iris's mum and dad went away. The lion would have to hide, as grandmas will get anxious if they find a lion in the house. But where could he go? Because he's quite big, isn't he? Like this book, it's quite hard to show you it all at once. Behind the curtains. Oh, I'm not sure that's going to work, is it? You can see his tail and his feet and his nose. Mum and Dad are ready to go. Under Grandma's bed. Oh, it wasn't going to be easy. Iris loved her grandma. She always bought interesting things with her. This time, she bought an absolutely enormous box. Look at that. On the car. It's nearly twice the size of the car. It's just a few hats and bits and bobs, said Grandma. I think it might be a bit more than that, don't you? I think she might have packed a whole house in there. Well, they're very heavy hats and bits and bobs, grumbled Mum and Dad as they heaved the box upstairs to Grandma's bedroom. Heaved is like when you, oh, it's so heavy you have to push it up. But Iris was excited. Oh, can we play dressing up? We'll see, said Grandma. She never even spotted the lion. She thought he was a coat stand. She's hung a coat on his nose. That's a bit strange, isn't it? You'd think you'd spot it was a real lion. But no, she thinks it's a coat stand. In fact, it turned out to be quite easy to hide the lion from Grandma because she was so short-sighted she couldn't see anything. First, she thought he was a lamp. Then she thought he was a towel and dried a face on him. She even mistook him for the sofa and sat on him. Oh my goodness, poor lion! She never even noticed when the lion sneaked behind them all the way to the supermarket. Aha, tuna, said Grandma, and she piled 22 tins into the trolley, plus 43 pints of milk, 2 dozen French sticks, 15 bunches of bananas, 57 jars of honey, and 40 pots of crunchy peanut butter. What a lot of food! Grandma explained that she often got peckish in the night. Peckish is when you're just a bit hungry. You're not hungry for a full meal, you just need a snack. Do you think she needs all that food just for snacks? Sure about that. On the bus home, Iris asked if they could play with the great big dressing up box when they got back. But Grandma just said, we'll see. And in the end, there wasn't time, as Grandma spent so long making mountains and mountains of sandwiches. Well, I do like a little snack at bedtime, she said, and she took the whole tray up to her bedroom. Later, when Iris should have really been asleep, she heard some strange sounds coming from Grandma's bedroom. Slurp, gulp, slurp, chomp, gulp, gulp, chomp. The lion tried to pull her away. It's only Grandma having a snack, said Iris. But did Grandma normally make noises like that when she ate? What do you think might be in the box? Iris peered through the keyhole. What was Grandma doing? She wasn't eating the sandwiches at all. She was tipping them into the great big dressing up box. Iris and the lion didn't know what to make of it. There was definitely something funny about that box, but Iris couldn't ask Grandma now. because she was supposed to be fast asleep. I'll ask her first thing in the morning, she said. Very early next morning, Iris woke Grandma up. I have to see inside your dressing up box, she said. But Grandma said it was too early and go back to sleep. Iris couldn't wait, though. She tiptoed over and listened. She heard snuffling and snoring. Whatever was inside that box was not just hats and bits and bobs. Hats don't snuffle and snore, do they? Oh, my goodness me. Wonder what it is. Iris climbed up to take a look. The lion was worried. He gave a little whimper. Shh, whispered Iris. You'll wake Grandma up. She heaved the huge lid open and peeped in. There was something furry in there, and it growled. The lion pounced at the box. Roar! A bear! It's a bear in Grandma's box. That's not hats, is it? Certainly not bits and bobs. No wonder she needed so much food. All the noise woke Grandma up. Good heavens, she said, you found Bernard. And gracious, is that a lion? Where on earth have you been hiding the lion? Well, we know, don't we, because we've seen. Bernard was a very friendly bear. He gave everyone big bear hugs. I thought you'd be frightened of him, said Grandma. Well, I thought you'd be frightened of my lion, said Iris. They all played dressing up with the hats and the bits and bobs which had tumbled out of the box as well. Bernard loved dressing up too. Here he is all dressed up with a hat and a scarf. All of a sudden they heard a car pull up outside. Quick, said Grandma. Mum and Dad are back. Let's surprise them. So they all hid behind the sofa and Iris went, shh. Then, when Mum and Dad came through the door, they all went, boo! And Mum and Dad were very surprised. Did you enjoy that story? Tell your grown-ups or your brothers and sisters what the best bit of the story was. And I'll see you very soon for another story.